Hey guys, what's going on? It's the Block Bull right about now, bringing you the latest episode to the channel. Now, in today's video, we are going to be discussing Onyx XCN coin. So if you do like content like this, make sure to hit the like button. And if you're not already, make sure to also subscribe to the YouTube channel, guys. It only takes 2 seconds. That way, I can look at being more consistent, guys. Because if we're not receiving any viewership or we're not seeing any interaction, the algorithms aren't going to get boosted, and it's pretty pointless me actually creating any sort of content surrounding this. So, guys, takes 2 seconds. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already. Now, let's dive into it, guys. We've got Onyx XCN down 6.5% on the week. Okay, not a bad week. We could have been green. However, nothing goes your way 100% of the time. However, on the daily bubbles, we've got Velo and QNT. XCN is up 0.6%. Now, I just want to show you guys quickly before I actually move on to what I want to get into today's video, which is potentially there's a strong case that Onyx XCN coin has bottomed here and is probably going to be looking at avoiding my order block, which is down here still at 0.0027. For those of you that are already subscribed, will have probably seen this order block down here. However, we do have this trend line coming in from January highs where we marked out back here. Now, it's literally been, I know we do get these deviations where we actually leave the trend line. And anytime we leave that trend line, we get sucked straight back up to it. So this yellow line is almost acting as a magnet. And right now, we've done this sort of second deviation. Okay, so our first deviation was at this point here. And then we saw a 2-day rally. I think that was a 200% increase, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, approximately 200%. And similar down here, we are seeing a deviation again. Down here, okay. Now, what tends to happen is, this is a chart pattern that I want to share in today's video and discuss the potential of Onyx XCN having put in a low for this particular leg. So we are ready now for a parabolic move to reclaim that yellow trend line. So this is called the parabolic capitulation bottom. So this is a reversal type pattern, okay, which is bullish. Okay, so this is our yellow trend line here, and this is stipulating the target should be the trend line. So usually you'd wait for it to mark a low, and then you'd place your entry once you do get that sort of second impulse there coming out of it. Okay, and this is potentially what is happening with Onyx XCN coin. Now, the only way that this is invalidated is if we take out this low here. And I'm going to come down to the chart pattern overview here. And this is the invalidation. Okay. So we want to mitigate or at least avoid a close back below the capitulation low and resumption of the slide. So this is what we're looking at now, guys. For me, I'm not necessarily looking at these wicks. I'm looking at the daily closes. So these daily closes at these lows, approximately around 0.005 if we round it up ever so slightly, if we're being pedantic. So we need to hold these levels now. It is Sunday. It is the 30th of November at the time of recording. So it's important now. One, we get a strong weekly close, and we'll also be seeing the monthly candle close in today's candle. Okay, guys. So if these are closing above this sort of dotted line here, that to me indicates that XCN has probably, again, there's no 100% guarantee that XCN has put in a bottom. Now, if this is the bottom, this is a phenomenal price to be actually scooping up some Onyx XCN coin. So what I'm looking at doing is just cloning this here. Like I said, the chart pattern, this is what it recommends. It recommends trading. That's if you're trading. Obviously, a lot of us are hodling to all-time highs. So from here to here, you're looking at around probably 60% gains. And this is what I was saying in last week's video with Swiftcoin as well. So you see these lows here at April. For those of you that haven't watched that video, got April low down there. And this is what coincides with the yellow trend line and also the dotted line. It's approximately 60%, taking us up to that figure there, 0.0085. Okay, come over to Swift. These are the April lows here. Let's just have a look now. We're on the daily. So April lows are there. And that's exactly what happened literally last week with Swiftcoin. It actually wicked up there. Okay, it wicked up. And if we just drag it along there, that is enough to penetrate those April lows. So this is what I'm looking for now with Onyx XCN. It's just running up 60%, and then we can reassess our position in Onyx XCN coin. See how we're doing. You guys could take profits, or it just depends on where you've actually bought Onyx XCN coin. Because if you've been dollar cost averaging, obviously there's probably no profits to be taken. But certainly, if you have been sort of dollar cost averaging down in this valley, certainly below these April lows, then obviously, there is profit to be taken at that point. But for me, it would be a long-term hold for Onyx XCN, especially going into January, February, March. Q1 is going to be absolutely mega bullish, and I'd be looking at Onyx XCN to actually penetrate this yellow trend line and actually get back up to these sort of 25 highs. So you're currently talking around sort of 530%, and these are the daily closes. I know on some exchanges it was high as sort of 5 cent. It just depends which exchange you're looking at. This is HTX. So I do believe HTX has got the most liquidity for Onyx XCN coin, guys. So that's approximately a 6.3x multiplier upon your capital, which is exposed to Onyx XCN coin, guys. So you know what? It ain't bad. And we do know that Onyx XCN shifts like shit off a shovel. It's simple as that, guys. This, like I was just showing you guys, that was 200% in 2 days. And then from this, even this section here, that was 1, 2. In fact, let me just get this other tool and it'll actually count how many days it was. Even to this wick up here, you're talking 10 days. So in 10 days, you've done about a 12x. That is just crazy. 12x in 10 days. That is absolutely mental. So we know we know the potential of Onyx XCN. We know it can absolutely melt through faces, and to me, it's a no-brainer. It's an absolute no-brainer. Like, even that would be a nice taster. A nice taster, a nice starter going off the menu. Get back up to sort of 3 cent, 6x. Maybe take a little bit, maybe pay yourself, maybe reward yourself, maybe look at going on holiday in sort of January, February time, refresh, and then the rest of the profits or the rest of your holdings, you're literally just holding till the end of sort of Q1, rolling into Q2. You're looking at April, May, before I would expect Onyx XCN is probably trading at sort of all-time highs, anywhere between sort of 15 to 19 cents. So you got these like two levels here. If I just stretch it out, you got this sort of level around here, which is around sort of 10 cent. But then you get this big jump up to all-time highs around 19 cents. So that's like a 2x in itself, from 10 cent to 19 cent. Not quite 2x, but we're not being pedantic around here. You know what I'm trying to say, guys. 100% move, 90% move. It's even near. It's neither here nor there, guys. So take it with a pinch of salt, guys. But yeah, always keep a little bit of dry powder anyway. I'm going to keep my order block down there just in case this isn't the bottom. But like I say, there's a strong possibility it is now going into December, guys. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Do what you got to do as always. And I shall see you guys in the next video. The block is over and out.